Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. My name is Mark Phillips. I'm the IT person with the association, lo these many years. And this gentleman here is Pranav Dalal, President and CEO of Office Beacon, the association's official IT developer. And together we'd like to step through what we call the Phase 2 features and changes and improvements that we've made really starting over the weekend. So I want to step through the new look of the member lounge and the improved engine. And then I'm going to step through the changes that we've made to the product sourcing website that we create for every distributor member. And then I'm going to step through our what we call the initial phase, the initial rollout of our distributor dashboard customization tools, allowing you to customize and change that product sourcing website that you present to your clients. We are recording this, and so we're sharing one screen. We did want to show our lovely fancy projector and switch back and forth, but we can't do that. So when Pranav wants to speak, he'll come over and elbow me out of the way, and we'll do that. That's 2 minutes for elbowing, by the way, Pranav. So let me start. This is the member lounge. This is our, just in passing, this is our new logo with the start button right in the middle of the O. Concept thought of by our CEO, Ed Ahad, and polished and created by our ad agency, Cator. So this is kind of the new look, as you see. Menu's much cleaner. We call that a Spartan, kind of a cleaner Spartan look. As you see, we freshened it up. And by the way, this is the famous dashboard icon, which you will see at the top when you log into the member lounge. So I'll get to that later. So I'd like to go straight to the engine, please, and you can do that by clicking on the icon over here. You'll notice that we have a single engine now, and no more easy versus advanced. And all of the filters are down here on the left, as they always have been. We've done an improvement, a new look for our featured advertising. As you see, it's larger and, as I say, a cleaner interface. One of the things I really like is that we've instituted, and we are the early adapters, so to speak, of this technology, what we call a Google-like autocomplete hybrid suggestion drop-down box. In other words, what we're doing when we enter a word is pull this word or words from both the database of our products as well as the categorization, the so-called official categories. And these are, again, very much like Google would do. If we would go, here we are in Google, and if I said Tiger Woods, and you see it clicks the drop down based in this case on Google searches. And so this is very much the idea here. And I can say Adidas and sublimated, as you see. So we can select one, or we can simply carry on and enter our words. So I will take one as an example. So let's have a look around a little bit. You'll notice right away that we now save your searches as long as the Windows session is open. And I think Pranav will have a look at possibly saving that in a folder and holding on to those searches in the member lounge. We might have a look at that. So as we scroll down here, you'll notice as well that the what we call the nav bar, an ability to add to quote, to change the view from grid to list, floats down with you as you scroll down. So no longer any need to come to the bottom to find that same bar. And we can go back to grid view. We've also put, as you see in the flags, an immediately intuitive and understandable way to tell you that this is a Canadian or American priced product, as you can see right away. And we sort of fade out or blur the so-called non-participating currency. So let me tell you what the currency, the default currency sort is in Promocan, and all of Promocan. Canadian pricing, US pricing, Canadian supplier call for price, US supplier call for price. And we always put call for price at the bottom, and if you look upon that as a form of punishment, it is. Because really that's not helping anyone, and we want the supplier, if at all possible, to present to both you and your clients some kind of coded retail pricing. Now, as you know, the USB guys with the cost of silicon jumps up and down and they can't stand by pricing. Same with the clothing people. Same with the premium and incentive people for that matter. But really we do press the suppliers to present pricing, and if they can't or won't, well, we put them at the bottom. The other nice thing here is that when you place your cursor on the price, you get a pop-up window giving you a preview look of all of the quantity breaks and prices without having to drill down. As you see. So I can place a cursor there and jump that up. And you see that that bar remains at the top. So we'll drill down to have a look at a kind of a refreshed look at what we call the details page. We can, of course, mouse over and see the large image. We see the catalog year, as well as the normal price break, discount code per break. We, of course, show, as we always have, the supplier contact info with a link to the supplier's own website. And, of course, the general information, which would be the official policy information taken from the PDF, taken from their catalog, discussing their shipping costs, their setup costs, and that sort of thing, that kind of thing. You can, if you wish, as always, email this page to a client. It auto-fills with your company name and your address. By the way, we're using what we call it trial promotions. And I will show you later that we can add, Pranav and myself are the co-owners of this little distributorship. And I'll show you later how we can add a consultant and that in your own product sourcing website. So we're not actually using a real distributor here. We are the distributor. And so as you see, it fills in, and you can send that to a client, and that'll open up in your product sourcing website. Doesn't open in the member lounge. And of course, we would go back to our search results by clicking that internal. You see that that circle means a new kind of technology we're using. It's called Ajax technology. A little more receptive, a little more responsive, a little faster than some of the older Apache and PHP and those sort of technologies that we were using before. And of course, we can continue to add. We're going to go straight to stemless wine glasses from sublimated products. And like most search engines, the default sort is now best match, which everyone now uses, which we can modify and go to lowest to highest, as you see here. And we can glide over and have a look again at our price ranges. So we can now, we have a very nice functioning filter of a quantity and price range from within the existing results. So someone give me a price range for stemless wine glasses and quantity. I'll make you work a little bit. What would you like? We'll say 500, shall we say? A decent order, eh? What would be a price range, retail price range? $5 to $6. Okay, let's see if we can find anything. So we're going to look through our stemless wine glasses. Well, we have the 1. And as I place my cursor, you can see it pulls out precisely the 500 quantity and price. And of course, that's saved.
Does that say, I got my glasses, does it clarify if that's printed, like, because some of those glassware companies are blank, like Dansco, and
But this says imprint size.
yeah.
So that would, as always, Roxanne, we're dependent upon,
What they give you.
yes, the suppliers. Just as an aside, by the way, let me bring you an update on our critical mass for 2014-2015. We've received data, the Office Beacon data entry team, that is, has up from about 30% so far, 90% of which have been entered into the database, both as an e-catalog. As you know, we take, and I will show you that later, we take a PDF of the supplier's catalog and turn that into a virtual catalog. And there's some nice functionality in that version from Office Beacon. And then the team takes the spreadsheet and the images and they update the products in the database. And of course, it has been and always will be very much a one-on-one personalized approach to suppliers. Although standardization is coming along, they're now used to the type of formats required by the data entry team. They know now that they need a PDF if they want an e-catalog. They need a spreadsheet, and the Office Beacon people are very good at providing the existing spreadsheet for the supplier to update. And of course, they need the images.
At one point, weren't they updating it on their own? Somewhere along the line? Online and uploading and doing their own?
In the past, there was a few doing that, Roxanne, in the previous version. It was difficult, to be honest with you. And so what we're doing now, of course, the next phase, as you know, this thing is a living thing and never stops. And so we continue to build and move forward and metamorphosize and hone and polish. So one of the things that we must now do is to build what we call a supplier dashboard.
So right now, at this point, the supplier has to give you, you're providing them a spreadsheet for them to use, to upload.
That's worst case. I mean,
You want to come over, Pranav?
yeah.
Pranav will
I
explain.
want to know what you're expecting from the supplier point of view. So I
Pranav
know
will explain.
how much work it is for them.
If they can only provide the PDF or only have time for PDF, we'll take it. And we'll take the data from that. If they have the spreadsheet, we're asking for it anyway. If they happen to have it, that'll help us speed up, the import. But if they don't, we're not expecting it. So
if they just gave you
Yeah,
the catalog
you're
in
right.
PDF format,
yeah,
you will
yeah,
take care of
yeah,
it.
and it'll take us about a week to 2 weeks. But we're actually doing it much faster according to Mark, which is great.
Yes, they're doing it faster when the supplier can provide them, obviously, with the spreadsheet.
I'm
And
just asking because when I'm on the floor of the trade show, I will be asking suppliers how many of their stuff uploaded. If they don't, it's simple, this is what all you gotta do, because I try to do that to promote getting them online.
yes, very good. Yes, thank you. And as I say, we do have a personalized approach to every supplier. They're both called and emailed on a regular basis, saying, are you ready to send your latest data, any changes this year, that sort of thing. If they're not, then of course the catalog year and the valid pricing date would be changed of the existing product.
So that 30%, is that for 2014 or is
It
that-
is, yes. Yeah. Normally in the past, these past years, our critical mass, we've reached our critical mass, that is to say the tipping point over a majority of our supplier database by end of April, May. We obviously want to accelerate that and hit February, mid-March is what we're looking to hit our critical mass. But like you, ladies and gentlemen, we chase after suppliers for their data. So let me go back. Let me just move briefly to the virtual catalogs. As you see, a new look for this too, a little bit larger. And I'd like to step through, if I may, some of the functionality here that you may not be aware of. You can, of course, click the drop down and go straight to a specific catalog. So let me show you some of the functionality here, which I really like. One of the things I really like is, of course, there is a table of contents created by the data entry team, whether there's one there from the supplier or not. And so they do categorize that, and as an example, we jump straight to the pedometers. A really nice idea is the thumbnails, in which we get an immediate overview of the various catalog images. And we can scroll down. And, of course, jump straight to one. We have a very nice zoom. We get a really nice view of the product, and, of course, we can go full screen, in which we can zoom and drag this around and have a really nice look at the imprint location, that sort of thing. And we can zoom out and leave.
Mark, I just have a quick question. If I wanted to, I know, is there an Adobe program, that we can cut and paste from this? If I just wanted that one section that says 7 on the page.
Well, there is a built-in program in Windows. It's called Snippet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or there's a very nice program for $50 called Snagit as well. Let me show you what I mean. So if we were to roll this down, and it's in both, Roxanne, it's in both Vista and Windows 8. So let me leave that, and we can go to, let me see if I can find it. There's the snipping tool, Roxanne. You just, in Windows 8, you just write snip. Okay?
Yeah, Windows 7.
Yes, it's there too.
Okay.
It's there too. And so what we can do is well, we can highlight this, Roxanne, like that,
Okay, that's what I need.
and save it
Yeah,
as a JPEG.
that's it.
And so that's a tool, that's a basic tool, but built in
Yeah,
to
'cause
Windows.
sometimes I just need that little paragraph.
Yep.
Or like,
But ideally, what you want to do, though, is use the share tool, and that would be this one here, in which you'd like to email that specific page to the client.
but if I didn't want them to see the whole page.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
That's-
I do. Yeah. And of course, we can put this on your Facebook wall. You can tweet this, put it in Google+, VK, email, of course, share on Tumblr, and both the current page as well as the entire publication. I even like the little slideshow, which is kind of cool. And then we would just stop it. So these are the e-catalog. Thought I would show you that. And as you see, as I said, everything's got a fresher look. When we do a member search, you'll notice the interface a little bit cleaner. looking, that sort of thing. So we've refreshed that too.
Is the order of the catalogs standard, or do you have suppliers that are paying to be on top of the list?
No, we do not have suppliers paying to be on top of the list. It's random. I will show you, though, later that amongst the customization tools that we've rolled out, the distributor on his own product sourcing website can decide which he'd like to showcase on the first page. There is an ability to prioritize e-catalogs. Any questions up to this point? Okay. Let me move on to our product sourcing website, which we've completely revamped. The first thing you'll notice, just pretend Promocan is, in fact, a distributor. Well, here, I'll find one for you as an example, just to show you. These are folks out in Saskatchewan, I think. So we've removed completely any reference to the association, that sort of thing. And as you see, it's kind of a cleaner look to the contact info of the distributor. So, of course, the client can click product search, and that same drop-down availability is available to them if they wish. So that they could take the moleskin notebook as an example. And we'd like them, of course, to gather various items into the cart to generate a proposal, or an inquiry, we would call it, and say, add to quote. And we say, okay. And we start to add and generate an inquiry. That's what we want them to do. But of course, they also have the ability to email a specific page to you. So that when they drill down, just as a matter of reference for those who don't know, of course, the discount code is removed. There is no reference to a supplier contact info. We don't even show the general information to the client, to the end user. And of course, the client can click, email this page to this consultant. And so there's the consultant company, which would be Pranav and myself. And again, it comes to you. And there's even a confirmation email going to the client saying, you've expressed an interest in this product to this consultant. And of course, we would go back. That same scroll bar, that frozen bar at the top remains for the client as well. They also can retain their own searches on your product sourcing website as long as during the current Windows session.
With the advertising that we see on the left,
Yes.
there when the client is doing the search?
Yes. This is featured advertising from our supplier members.
What happens if you have a distributor that puts a supplier lower on the list because they prefer not to use that supplier, okay? And that supplier pays the association for advertising and is there by default, what will happen to the ad?
No, the ad doesn't change.
So the distributor doesn't want that supplier to be in his top 10.
That's okay.
But he'd have the ad of that said supplier on his website anyways.
Yes. Correct.
And you'll see the supplier that is third at the bottom right, it's not likely to have a supplier that's going to be correct.
Most probably.
And so as you see, the client can start to build up various things, go through various searches, and come back to it after. And so once we do, this is a rather large one at jackets, but again, the client can say now, find me, let's say, between $50 and $60, I'm looking for 100. And I think you see it's quite a bit faster than it used to be as well, in terms of the speed. And so, as you see, we pull up the precise quantity and price range for every single jacket within our global search results. No, that's something that we're working on, though. That's certainly in our next phase. Of course, we always require the cooperation from suppliers to have a, what would we call that, Pranav? An active back end, I guess, eh?
Real-time data.
Real-time data, yes. And at this point, not all of our suppliers have such capabilities.
But that wouldn't stop you from executing the program. You're not going to try and wait for...
No, we would go ahead with it, Bill. There are always some right now who are doing that. Let me show you that the disclaimer is what we call, let me open up the Abadoo one, is dynamic, in that it now focuses and says, you're not responsible. And it says to always check the supplier setup charges are always extra. And it says, while every effort is made, always check with your distributor for the various pricing. And we put the distributor logo, not our logo, in the disclaimer. Just a small little thing. And this is a new look for your consultants. So let me move on now to the dashboard, unless there are other questions, and I will show you now how we can customize that product sourcing website. So again, when you log into the member lounge, it's up at the top, right beside the social media icons. So we start with, you do have My Account, and there's an ability there to modify your contact info, the same information that is existing right now in Update My Info. We have an ability to put an office photo or a showroom photo or any photo you like, really, and that would appear right on the home page. So we can very simply browse and find something. Let me see if I can find something. So we'll take this one here and submit. And as you see, we show a little green information pop up at the top saying it has been successfully updated, so that when we now come back to our website and we refresh, there's our crazy looking office. I'd actually like to work in that office, now that I think of it. The quick contact here is to allow, as you know, clients, we have this lovely engine and all of these wonderful e-catalogs, and oftentimes they don't want to look through it, they want you to do it. And so this is an ability to establish a quick contact and send you an email right from the front page. So we have your consultants here, and we can go back to the dashboard here, and let me show you when we click employee that we can add employees to show on the front end of our product sourcing website. So we can go over to the side and click add employee, so that we're going to pretend that Pranav and I are named Wally and William Promo. We like to call him Bill Promo. And we run a distributorship called Trial Promotions in beautiful Swagville, Yukon. And Bill is, of course, the co-owner with me. And his personal email is Bill at trial. And his mobile number is 800 Ask Bill. And we can go and browse for a photo of Bill Promo. And submit. Let's hope that worked. We come back here. Okay, let me try again. We have to click Is Consultant. You see? So that Is Consultant means they are a visible consultant on the front page or on your product sourcing website.
You have to put a last name, it's in red.
That's right. Very good. Thank you. But the photo didn't work. Let me try that again. So we can click the little edit icon to come down and there it is. So now, when we come to the front and refresh, there's our two consultants. So it's a nice little addition. Let me move now to what I consider to be the vital aspects of customization, and that is in websites and prioritized suppliers. So, by the way, as I said before, this is an ongoing and living organism of a thing. So I noticed on the weekend that we should put a flag, Canadian or American, beside each supplier to help the distributor define how they want to sort things. And so the lads at the shop, so to speak, the Office Beacon tech team, kudos to them. They did this for us right away. So by default, it is strictly alphanumeric order. There's a number of ways now that you can prioritize suppliers. The easiest way would be just to drag and bring down, as you see. We can, of course, change the number as well, so that we can say, change that to number 6. And when we go back up, we see there's the J&J in number 6. As you drag your cursor up and down, you notice that some icons pop up per supplier. So we can manually arrow up, as you see. And I guess if you're really disappointed in someone, we can, of course, click the arrow down and send them straight to the bottom.
It's very, very simple, very user-friendly.
Yeah. The other thing is if you don't want to scroll up and down looking for a specific supplier, we do have a kind of search which will react automatically. As you see, I wrote Phila and brought up Philadelphia right away. So here we can decide to change that number, drag it down, or whatever we'd like to do. So let's try this. We want to sort a specific order for, let's say, the cap companies. Okay, so we'd like, We're looking for headwear as an example. Now, this is just for demonstration purposes. Don't anyone take this personally. So we'd like to put them at number 5. Next, Vantage. And we want them at number, let's say, 6. Next, Capco. Oops. We want them at number 4. Next, KNP. And let's say we want them at number 7. So let's come to the top and have a look at that. So if we're happy with that, we want, let's bring JJ down a bit. We want Capco, Headwear, KNP, Vantage. And these are the people we want to turn up first, for example, in our headwear. So once we're happy with that, we're going to submit. Prioritized suppliers have been saved. Let's go back to trial. Refresh our work. Come to the product search. Let's write, for example, camo caps. We're looking for camouflage caps in the upcoming hunting season, let's say.
Mark, I have a quick question. When you do that, when you prioritize your list, and you're logged in searching under the member lounge, is the list the same under the member lounge as it is that you've got in your account?
No, it is not.
Okay.
It is not. As a distributor, I think that's something we can look at, Roxanne, but as a...
No, I didn't want it the same.
No, okay. As a distributor, we think that you want to see as many options as possible when you source. Okay, so, did that work? Let's have a look. We said Capco, Headwear, KNP, and Vantage. Or did I have AJM at the top? Yes, I did. I had AJM at the top. Let's move them down past Vantage and submit. We're looking for Capco, Headwear, KNP, Vantage, and AJM. So we go back to our camo caps. And there it is, Capco, Headwear, KNP, AJM. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Capco, Headwear, KNP, no Vantage at the moment, AJM. And so you can continue to do this and sort perhaps now a second level, the various pen people, and then the clothing people, and then the USB people, and then that sort of thing. And after all that, we can put it all back to strict alphanumeric order by clicking Reset. And it all goes back. Let's go now to prioritize our e-catalog. Same idea. We're talking about this section here. Virtual catalogs. In which we'd like to have a specific order on that first page. So again, it's strictly alpha order. Same idea again. We can drag and drop. We can arrow up and down. We can send straight to the bottom. And of course, similarly, If someone's impresses you, you've brought them to the bottom, you'd like to promote them, we can bring them straight to the top by clicking the small arrow, move to the top. Which is what we did there. I just bring up to the top, and there's our simplex as an example. So a number of very easy ways in which to sort this. So let's see. Good. Well, we're looking at ad spec AGM, and we can search as well. We can do two things here. We can click and select a specific supplier. And we can now move them to number 2, good. Move them to the top, and we can also search. We can submit. And we can search. And jump straight to Spectre, as an example. And we can move them to number 6. So once we're happy, we will submit and have a look at that as what we call the front end. Let's bring them down, bring these guys up. Good. Let's submit, and again, we're always telling you the green saved. So we're looking for AdSpec AGM Spectre Performance Golf. Come back to our product sourcing website, our so-called front end that the client sees. And there's AdSpec, AGM, Spectre, and Performance Golf across the top. Very simple, I think, very straightforward. And as I say, when you come back, when you toggle back to your product sourcing website, you must refresh.
So that, when you put them in order, so if they're searching by catalog, the catalogs come up in that order, as well as the products.
That's correct. Yes, you can match both, Roxanne. You can match the orders for both. Maybe sometimes you'd like to do something a little different. Perhaps give a supplier some kind of an opportunity to showcase them in the front page of your website, that sort of thing. Let's move now, if there are any questions at this point. I do have to move along. Let's move to custom categories, please. So here's the idea that you create a category and populate it with the products from the database of your choosing. And it shows up here on the left-hand side under product search. It would show up in here. So let's call it a few of our favorite things. And we're going to update that. And as you see, so that's the label, that's the section that we're calling it. So let's make a category name now. How about Spring Ideas? And let me just bring that down, and then we'll say create. And as you see, now adding products for Spring Ideas. So, there's a number of ways in which we can look. Of course, we can go through the various categories here, the same database. We can search for a specific product. We can search for an SKU. We can search for a category. So let's say I'm looking for some spring ideas. Let's add a bicycle bell. And not the repair kit, but okay, let's add that. And we want to save that. Next, let's look for plurals and look for the actual thing. Okay, not there. Let's look for a nice hat. Kind of a spring thing. We want to add, yes, this nice cotton twill bucket hat. And say save that. Then we want to add some rather interesting things called seed bombs. Do you know what these are? Okay. It's kind of guerrilla greening, in which you toss this onto an urban area, which is like a patch of dirt, and this kind of cluster bomb explodes with seeds in it to help grow things. It's called guerrilla greening. Kind of a hipster, trendy type of product, I guess. And so I think you get the idea. And so we come over here back to our product sourcing website. And there is a few of our favorite things, and here's our spring ideas, as you see. And so this is a nice, powerful tool that allows you to create some ideas or some categories of your own and populate it with existing products from the database. Now, of course, the next step would be, and this is what we're also working on, Pranav, would be the ability to create what we call custom products. Add your own products to this custom category. Upload your own image, put your own description, your own pricing, and store that within your own dashboard. And that is...
That's still available in the quote field.
It is available in the quote field, but we'd like to go a step further now, Roxanne, and put these custom products of yours into your own website. And of course, it can come from anywhere. Obviously, that means a non-member supplier as well. Let me move on. And so this is how we create that. And you can, of course, just to do some, we can delete. We can delete it here, as you see. We can edit it. And we can remove completely the entire section. We can also click Search My Custom Categories Only, and this brings up exactly your products within, as an example, we take out the seed bombs because we want to see all of our list. And there is our products that we've searched from within our custom categories only. Let me move on to the embed code. It's kind of an interesting idea in which the folks at Office Beacon have generated a code, which you would present to your webmaster as an example, to embed the engine within your own product sourcing website. So you put the engine directly in a blank page, let's say. So let me show you, as you see here, I'll show you an example of what it would look like. Maybe you'd like to take out the line name on your own product sourcing engine, embedded into your own site. You don't want to show the line name, we can uncheck that. Same with the colors. You can change the colors, the caption text and things like that. And once you're happy, we can generate. And as you see, embed code generated. So we can copy, and it is copied. So we put that on what we call the clipboard. So if I open up something like an HTML editor, to give you an idea of what it would look like, and open up a new HTML page, and this is fairly straightforward, and then we paste that code, and then let's save it. And now we preview that in, let's say, Firefox. And there's what the engine would look like. And your header would be at the top, so to speak. And of course, it's fully functional. Right from the get-go. Now, let me just point out, you can, of course, present this to your webmaster or your web person to do it. If you did renew before October 31st, you got a voucher, a blue voucher, allowing you with a value of $250 in which you could ask the Office Beacon tech team to do it for you. And just let me give you an example of what that would look like. We put it under Services, Office Beacon, Distributor Services. So you would click on that voucher. It would open here. You would click on the Embed Promocan Search. And this is where we need you to fill out this form. So it's important to understand if you want the Office Beacon team to do this, they must have access, administrative access, to your website. Whether it's FTP or it's a full website, they must have this kind of information. And if you receive that coupon, then you would put that as a value towards it. It is a one-time fee of $250, but you could put that towards it and there'd be no cost to you. And so that is the embed code. And so that is really our first rollout of the vital, what we call vital customization of your product sourcing website. Let me also show you, we do have customized design as well. So we come back to, you can change the colors and layout of your product sourcing website. You can change your logos, change the icon theme, gives you an idea of what it looks like. You can change the menu background, going to something different, as you see. And then you can save that and have a look at that. So it allows you to better blend that product sourcing, that we call that a standard product sourcing website, better blend it to your corporate colors. And of course, as I say, that's the first step. We do have a number of other tools that we must roll out now during this year. The form builder, and we do have one more thing actually, the social media. If you have a Facebook account or a Twitter or a Gmail or a YouTube station, a YouTube channel, as you see, we have our own here, and you click Save, so you would put in the address, and it appears right at the top of the social media icons. And of course, as I say, we must now begin work on bringing in these other tools, the live chat, the supplier connect, that sort of thing. But that's the initial rollout of our customization tools. So Pranav and I are going to be with our colleagues over in 823 on the show floor. And I'm sure you're wondering, where the heck is that, Mark? Well, I will show you.
Something's happened there. Mark, in case doing any of the, you know how you used to do screenshots and send it, have like how to? Do you have any of that set
The
up?
the videos are all up there. So we have videos on every,
Yep.
not quite every page yet, but there's gonna be tutorial videos that I recorded. So they're all up, you know, you can see each section, and over this week, we'll have pretty much every page will have its own video.
So if I'm trying to do something
Yeah.
that I've seen here and I didn't
Right.
quite get it,
Yeah.
there's a place there that
Yeah,
says
it's right in the top
tutorial. Okay.
right corner, you'll see a video
Okay.
button. So,
Okay, something's broken here. Okay, so as I say, we will be doing demonstrations, and I'll have a big screen, and Pranav and his team will also be doing that, as well as the person who works with me, Caroline LaFlan. So come by, and we can go through it in more detail, and have a look at your site. Right there. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Did you want 5 minutes, Pranav?
no, you did a great job.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.